Dominating the Angolan giants of Petro Luanda. Very happy to have with me, next to me, Quinton Denason, Q. An epic showdown of the highest order.
It is the finals, the highest order, the biggest game on the continent in terms of what basketball can showcase. Two of the biggest clubs on the continent. It's going to be fantastic.
We are feeling the buzz. Asha Kumagisha, you will be on the side of the court, filling us up with all of the information. Asha, what's happening over there? You feeling it today?
I'm feeling it. Obviously, there's a lot of tension, but also excitement from both teams. They're excited to be playing in the final for the very first time, and also eyeing the championship.
Thank you, Asha. We will be catching up with Asha throughout this final. Oh, I can't believe it. We've got here. It's taken us many, many weeks, months, call it what you like. We've gone from Cairo, we went to Dakar to Cairo, and now down here to Kigali as we get the pre-game show that's taking place here. Q, you can just feel that the atmosphere is starting to build beautifully.
Electricity in the building is tangible, and as we build towards game time, it's going to be an absolutely crazy showcase.
Absolutely, and we are in the presence of the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, sat next to the president of the BAL, of course. We are talking about Amadou Gallo-Fall and Mark Tatum, of course, NBA assistant commissioner, and this is where we are today. We are here for this final. Stade Malien, Al-Ali, the battle in that semi-final. So Al-Ali managed to get past the boys from Bamako. Petro Luanda get knocked out by Estewan. The favourites who are unbeaten coming right through the Nile Conference. And now here we are. And we also have Forrest Whitaker, who of course is a very famous American actor, who's also part of the BAL family now.
He's part of the BAL family, and told you courtside at the Basketball Africa League is where you want to be, experiencing this amazing African platform and showcase of basketball on the continent.
I think we're extremely privileged to be in this situation where we actually have a tussle between a West African team, AS Douane, and the giants of Cairo, Al-Ali, the Red Devils, an institution, but an interesting tussle now because we know that we have new champions of Africa by the end of this game.
You spoke about the battle to get you there, to claw their way. It wasn't handed to either team, and they played. They really great play, got them up here.
Well, let's hear from Coach Ajulwe of Al-Ali first of all.
Coach, you come into this game with a favorites tag. How does that impact your approach to the game?
I mean, we don't make any importance to this favoritism. We know how hard it's going to be to beat the Douane's team. We also experienced that, I think, in the semifinal against Stade Malien. Everybody was saying we were favorite, and it was a tough one. So I guess my players are prepared, get rid of this mental load and get ready to perform well.
What adjustments have you made coming up against the best defensive team in the season 3 of the BAL?
We have to play better offense, meaning not to have many turnovers, because they are a very good defensive team, but the best thing is that they turn the steals into baskets. You know, they have very good fast break opportunities, and we have to avoid this. At the end of the day, they are a good defensive team, but their games go to 80-some or 80-plus or 90 points. So this is because they have a lot of easy points on fast break, and we have to cut down this.
All right, Coach, thank you so much, and all the best.
And the starting five to avoid and try and reduce those turnovers to get them points is this team here.
Definitely starts with Thompson at the
ni umukino ugaragara ko witabiriwe cyane ndetse bigaragara ko abantu benshi bawitabiriye kandi impande zose baturutseyo yaba muri Afrika y'Iburasirazuba ndetse n'ahandi kuko ubushize ubwo twari kuri arena ngira ngo Olivier warabibonye ubona ukuntu hari abanyamahanga benshi baturutse muri Afrika y'Amajyepfo muri Afrika y'Iburengerazuba ngira ngo warabibonye
bari benshi ndetse nanekereza ko bamaze kumera nkaho mu Rwanda abantu bose babatekereza kuhaza bijyanye n'uburyo wenda n'iki gikorwa cya Visit Rwanda ubwacyo abantu bose iyo babonye kuri wenda muri shampiyona y'Ubwongereza Arsenal yambaye Visit Rwanda, Paris Saint-Germain batekereza kujya gusura u Rwanda. Rero iyo babonye amahirwe nk'uko nguko habaye iyi mikino mu Rwanda bitabira ari benshi, no mu minsi iri imbere tuzabona mu kwa karindwi n'ubundi ya Afro Basket y'abadamu cyangwa se y'abakobwa nayo ibera mu Rwanda. Urumva ko bijyanye n'uburyo u Rwanda rwashyize imbaraga mu gushaka gushyira ishoramari mu bijyanye na siporo ariko mu bukerarugendo, nibyo nekereza ko binatuma n'abantu benshi bitabira muri iyi mikino. Gato wenda mbere yuko dusubira kuri BK Arena, mubonye ko mu by'ukuri hari ibirori, kuba ari umukino wa nyuma gusa, hari n'abahanzi, hari Bruce Melody nk'umwe mu bantu nekereza ko bagezweho mu Rwanda. Rero ni umukino abantu bose bategereje ko byanga bikunda uza kuza kuba ari umukino ukomeye. Abatoza twari dutangiye twumva n'icyo umutoza Augustin ari kuvuga, byanga bikunda n'umukino utaza kuba woroshya ku mpande zombi.
Umukino urakomeye yaba mu kibuga no hanze yawo. Urabona yuko abafana ku mpande zombi barahari, ariko nkeka yuko abenshi hano kuri BK Arena cyo kimwe nanjye bari buze kuba bafana ekipe ya AS Douane. Dutegereje kureba niba iri budufashe abandi batanu bagiye kubanzamo ku ruhande rwa ekipe ya AS Douane, harimo uyu musore Crawford, umusore ukomeye cyane kabisa. Umukino mwiza, umukino w'ubuturyohera
ari muri Patriot muri season 1.
Ahubwo se suwe mukino nyine utari umusenegal ugiye kubanza
waruzi ko mu mikino iheruka ibiri yo muri iyi season ya gatatu amaze gutsindamo amanota 43. Nukuvuga ngo rero n'umukinnyi navuga n'umukinnyi wo kwitega,
umukinnyi wo kwitega. Ndetse nanekereza ko kuri Arahiri naho barakomeye ugereranyije n'abapivo babo twabonye uburyo bitwaye kuri match ya Stade Marie. Uraza kuba ari umukino ukomeye. Ubwo mukanya reka tunasubire n'ubundi hariya kuri BK Arena turebe iminota ibanza y'umukino. Turaza kugaruka mu gice cya mbere kirangiye hagati ya Arahiri na AS Douane. Ninde uza kwigiza nkana, ninde uzahagarira umugabane wa Afrika mu mikino ya nyuma izahuza ama ekipe yabaye ya mbere ku migabane yayo ya Singapore. Gusa n'imikino y'isi itegerejwe tariki 24 na 26 z'ukwezi kwa 10. Asa iyi mikino ubwayo yo kuba umuntu akura qualification hano muri iyi mikino ya BAL nabyo bifite uburyo byongera imbaraga kuri iyi mikino
nyinshi cyane, kubera yuko Basketball Africa League angira ngo abantu barabizi ni irushanwa rya NBA ariko rikinirwa hanze ya Amerika y'Amajyaruguru. Ni naryo ryonyine rihari kugeza ubu ngubu, byonyine n'iryo zina bizana, n'iryo shema bizana, niyo exposure, kubera yuko ni imikino ibirimo gukurikirwa n'amamiliyoni y'abantu benshi ku isi, inyura kuri chaîne zitandukanye za televiziyo. Ibyo ngibyo rero byongereye exposure cyane ugereranyije na ya Champions League twagiraga ya basketball ku mugabane wa Afrika. Nkeka yuko n'ubundi bizagaragaza cyangwa se bizagaragaza impinduka mu byo tubona ku kibuga, cyane cyane ku makipe abahagarariye umugabane wa Afrika.
Yego, akaba rero ari umukino ukomeye hagati y'ama ekipe yombi tugiye gukurikirana. Reka tujye kuri BK Arena turebe umukino mu minota ibanza, ninde uza kuza gutwara igikombe uyu munsi twese dufite amatsiko.
And Amir Zaran showing us what he's capable of doing as well. A wonderful accelerator of a player who basically has a spring in his step and will add a lot of speed in transition to this Al Ahly team. And of course, Nouni Ahmad, probably the most athletic player in season 3 of the BAL, having, well, worked really hard on his ability and his agility.
Well, he is going to be a key factor, absolutely no doubt. And he's taken South Sudan to the World Cup. Can he take Al Ahly to the final, to the pinnacle? Standing in his way, this veteran, this great experience, this very sturdy defense from AS Douane.
Here we go then, the Red Devils up against the Lions of Tiranga. Will it be the Devils or will it be the Lions? Nouni Ahmad picks up possession from the tip-off. He's blocked down in that corner there, and just putting a little bit of pressure and doing what he does best. And of course we can see that will immediately be the first foul going against AS Douane, Chris Crawford.
And that might be a strategy now, the matchup between Ahmad and Crawford. That first foul could be crucial.
Nouni Ahmad rattles the rim, made safe by Crawford. Taken back up court, out to Ndour. Ndour waits for teammates to arrive. Nice pass to Crawford. Well, it just didn't find the right path through. It was well spotted by Al-Ali. They go again. Amin goes up, and he doesn't find the points.
Or maybe a case for interference. Malouash contest.
Crawford in for 3!
Crawford, the long-range assassin, opens up the scoring, left open in transition. Fantastic shooting.
Yeah, just finding him out wide and the quick transition so important, and they'll have to watch out for that. Al-Ali, I think. Thompson just cornered into the corner. There's an opportunity. Oh, it's a beautiful score there. This time you can rely on that man Zaran.
Well, that's the matchup, I think, defensively. Zaran on Crawford. Crawford going to try and exploit that. Zaran showing a little bit of offense as he opens up the scoring from long range.
Crawford again for a long-range shot that just on the edge of the arc doesn't fall on the right side. Picked up by him taken up court. Nuniamot moves into the corner, takes the pass, goes up for a big long-range shot himself that doesn't fall. Made safe by Ocharubia.
South Sudanese battle as Malouash comes out to contest on his countryman, Ahmad.
Nice. Oh, this just came off the back of Arabi. No, it did not. It was Charubia who got the last touch, and so it will be Juice Thompson who picks up possession.
Well, nice, almost free-flowing. Expect a lot of tension. This is a final. It's all win or go home, win and pick up the championship. So it won't be as free-flowing as we've seen in the regular season, or shouldn't be.
Amin drops the ball into the hands of that man Arabi. Arabi, the giant for Al-Ali, tries to pop it over the top, doesn't get the height, comes back off the ring, made safe by Ocharubia.
Ocharubia does a great job of being physical against Arabi on that one.
This is the battle that you talked about, the South Sudanese battle. Malouash unable to deal with Omot, and he loses possession. And a wild pass there. That was poor vision. Doesn't matter. We move back. Ndor in possession here.
A couple of careless possessions by both teams.
The nerves. I mean, cue nerves. It's a final. Come on. Ndor uses the screen, tries to go on a. Oh, it's a wild pass, and that will not be kept in by Zaran. But they will get possession.
Well, I guess we can credit defenses right now, Robbie. Both teams just making it tough. We're not seeing too much free-flowing movement on the offensive end on either side.
Thompson. There's no light. Came in, down into the corner. Long range for Zaran, doesn't find his range. Oh, he's come back and tried to pick it up. There might have been a bit of contact there on Zaran.
Definitely some contact. I think Ocharubia will pick up his first foul. Long rebound comes out, and Zaran was right there.
Coach Schulbe had a chat with him, didn't we, Q, just pre-game, very calm and collected, saying, well, now it's out of my hands. You know, just putting the pressure on the boys, but, you know, the fact is that he's very ready because he's been here before. He led Zamalek to victory in 2021, of course, could become the first coach of to win 2 BAL titles. Crawford's shot goes in, rolls out.
He had a couple of inches over Juice Thompson, tried to exploit the matchup, got the shot, just didn't get the finish.
Nuniamot, Crawford. It's an interesting little battle. Oh, that's sumptuous, isn't it? Over the top it goes. Just 2 points on that occasion.
Exact same situation, except this time Crawford giving up a couple of inches to Ahmad, who skies up and scores 2.
Crawford, door, trying to find his way through the door. Goes outside. Here's Malouash. Malouash. Big long-range bucket, falls to that man, foul, that's nicely, no, it comes off the glass, Ocharubia makes it safe, and the hook shot doesn't even fall, and look at Amin, he goes wildly, quickly up, and then Zaran out to Omot, given the chance, and the bucket doesn't fall, and Omot gets fouled by Crawford, and that's a dangerous situation there for Crawford, foul number 2.
Second foul indeed for Chris Crawford. Nice pass from Zaran. Presence of mind to step out. Crawford goes for the contest. Looks like there was a slight touch. Now decision time for Coach Papi Gay.
Listen, we had him down as potentially being a player who could be this final, this season's MVP, of course, this finals MVP. With 2 fouls, you need to be very, very careful, of course. Someone who never gets fouled out is Asha Kumagisha. She's going to come to us with hot news off the press. No, I'm just coming over to you. The tension, there's a lot of electricity and buzz in this arena today, Asha.
Yes, absolutely. Just great to see the fans coming out in big numbers for this final, but also just going back to the action on the court. Chris Crawford, a very important player for AS Douane, just getting those 2 early fouls in under 4 minutes played in the first quarter, with Boissy coming on to replace him. He scored 28 points in the semi-final against Petro de Luanda. He'll be very key for them. Crawford will have to think about his actions going forward.
Yeah, it can't be easy for a player who's really stood out from the crowd and got himself completely into this very fine group of players, which is AS Douane, and then all of a sudden, you know, without even 5 minutes in, he's got 2 fouls.
The game plan has got to revolve around him. 35.5 minutes he gives them. That's a lot of minutes and a lot of value on the floor.
Well, Al-Ali are playing it superbly, very intelligently. That's all the attempt, and Orabi has fouled Ocharobia, and he'll go to the free throw line there.
Trying to get it over the 7'2" frame of Orabi inside is no easy task. Does get the contact. Ocharobia has trying to set the tone and physicality, and yes, just stepping in and doesn't get off the floor too much. Orabi doesn't need to.
But you've got to play those mind games. You've also got to play those physical games. You've got to make sure that you actually sort of, you know, you've got to lure the defensive players, you know, into making those errors. Al-Ali have got the intelligence. Let's see what AS Douane can do the same thing against the likes of this giant here, for example.
Well, it's going to be a tricky time. Boissy coming in and that to shore up the shooting opposition in the absence of Crawford. This is a crucial part of the game so early in.
It's a game plan, isn't it? It's a game plan that has to work for AS Douane. They need to have bench players who produce the goods. Omot picks it up, South Sudanese, wonderful player. And look at this, he can do long-range shots, but on that occasion he doesn't manage to get the 3. And more hassling, and Orabi gets fouled there by Malouash, I think. Might not be Orabi, I don't think. I'm trying to understand what's this. It's actually Al-Ali who pick up the foul, and that's Zoran who actually fouls. Look at this, bit of contact on Malouash.
A lot of appreciation for young Malouash. Goes down to the ground. He is locked in, the big 7'1", 16-year-old center out of South Sudan.
Unbelievable, right? And you know, we relish, we appreciate, we observe, and we admire what comes from South Sudan. The athletes, the youngsters, the quality of what Lul Deng, who's actually been here at the BAL this week for the finals, has been doing there is just, it's incredible, isn't it? Qualified for the World Cup.
Qualifying for the World Cup is probably a feather in their cap for the first time, and it's amazing what they've done with the basketball out there.
Boissy for 3, comes off the metal, made safe there by the new man on the block. Ismail has just come on it.
Yeah, he's going to bring some physicality. Look for that matchup. Look for him in the inside.
He's a good cover for Orabi, as Omod tries to get rid of his man, does really well, and tries to use those soft, silky fingertips, but it doesn't fall. And again, we've got AS Douane on attack.
Great footwork, but just pushes the layup a tad strong, and it comes off the front iron.
Something you've never done before, Q, right?
I've done some great layups.
I know that. Foul. It's going in. It's a mid-range 2. Doesn't go. Comes back out. Ocharobia can't make it safe, and there's a foul, I think. And a little bit of frustration there, and a front-up between Foul and Michael Thompson.
We've seen how aggressive this AS Douane defense can be, and they get in your face. They like to talk quite a bit. They've got a couple of feisty characters, and it can be a way of rattling the opponents on the floor.
And I think a timeout has been called, but you can see that there's no love lost between those two players, but it's all on the court, it's all normal, it's all physical, and they'll be shaking hands at the end of the game. It's a technical foul, though, that's been picked up by Samba Foul, and we are going to take a small break, and we'll come back out and catch up with Usher. Little break, it's 8-5 for Al-Ali.
Welcome our DJ. Light switch on. Getting up to greet the dawn. Suited up, shoes on. ready to run the whole world. We are the spotlight, the strong light, the warm glow, moving toward a future where the air is clean and the energy is green, powering the engines of trains of thought, linking what is to what could be. We are positive energy.
Welcome back to the BK Arena here for the final of this BAL Season 3. Technical foul for Michael Thompson and also for Samba foul after that little clash between those two players. 8-5 it is. Usher, we're going to come over to you. Did you pick up anything from that little timeout?
Yeah, just encouragement for foul. Of course, he has 2 early fouls in this game, just halfway through the first quarter. Just telling him to just calm down, play better defense. They need to stay focused. Of course, there's so much tension on both sets of players, but they have to focus because there's so much basketball to play. There's a championship trophy to be played for.
Yeah, we're just getting the lay of the land right over there on the table as the officials get to just clarify and make sure that everything's there. Q85 at the moment, and it's interesting to see what Pat Gay is actually trying to do here, because he knows that this is going to be a physical affair that's going to really go to the wire.
Well, it's going to be a really important moment here because, foul counts starting to play a factor already in the third moment. I mean, in the first quarter. And when you have 2 guys on 2 fouls apiece, it's a problem.
It is indeed. And we get back into the action. Thank you, Usher. We'll speak to you a little bit later on. Amen. Down out wide to Omar. Shot clock down to 9. It comes back out. The hassle, keeping it in play. Ismail out to Amin. He's got Omar down on the right-hand side. Step back. No, he goes into the corner. Watch out for Ziran. He's very dangerous. Moving. Sneaky moves. And it comes back out to Omar. So the shot clock back to 14. Juice Thompson. Here is Ziran. Ziran makes space, hooks it over the top. That is beautifully. Sky hook, delicate fingers, beautifully dumped.
He's being extra aggressive on the offensive end, Ziran, and he's been rewarded. He's got 5 first quarter points.
And you underlined him as an important player, as we see, and all go up. That's just come back out. They need to get some points on the scoreboard. I get the impression the Senegalese team of AS Douane.
They certainly do. That shot just comes off the front eye. Omot, uncharacteristically, he's settling for the jump shot from the long range and looking for a mid-range jump shot as well. We've seen him attack the rim a lot more aggressively earlier in conference play.
Wonderful to see these fans here enjoying themselves. Senegalese fans, of course, Egyptian fans banging their drums and making this a very interesting battle between 2 giants in the sporting world. Oh, there's Boissy. Boissy tries to find his way through. Malouas picks it up, tries to go over the top. Ocharobia, nicely done, good rebound.
They had to scramble hard for that one, and there was great hustle play by Ocharobia.
And here they are, quick transition, but the bucket doesn't happen for Ahmad. Picked up by Ndoye. Look at the acceleration. He goes up. Malouas. Oh, get out of there. That's Ahmad with a defensive game, playing perfectly. And at the other end, transition play. Thompson goes up. Made safe. Take your time. Make it safe. Consolidate.
Well, that was aggressive defense from Ahmad, who comes across. Malouas tried to go up. It was taken clean away by Ahmad.
Boissy tries to go around Ziran. And Ziran shaking his head, although there was a little tight, sneaky little move as he was going around him. That was all it took for the officials to pick up on it.
Well, Zoran is in to try and guard the premier guards on the AS Duan side. He gets all the difficult matchups, and he picks up his second foul now as well.
And that's the game we're going to see. You know, it could come down to players being fouled out. You just don't know where we're going to go with this. There's a lot of excitement, of course. Malwash for three, long-range shot doesn't go, and it just goes back up.
Well, he can make that. He's comfortable from long distance and sometimes very consistent as well.
Absolutely. But he's still a very young teenager.
Still just 16 years old.
Unbelievable. Amen. No, it's believable because we know what he does. Zoran up against foul. Needs to go around and tries to find his way. There it is. He chucks it out wide. There's a bit of contact there. Malawash crashing into Amen, and he's down on the ground, and it's a little bit. Let's hope that Zoran's okay.
Zoran again on the dribble penetration. He gets the defense to shift as the shot clock is winding down. You see him step right through. Malawash went right up, and that's hard contact from Malawash's knees into the chest of Zoran.
Clumsy, I think. You know, you can only talk about it. It's just one of those situations that do happen. You know, I mean, call it a clinker as well if you want.
When a 7-footer jumps up in front of you, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And he gets up off the floor quite athletically. He's going to take a break now. Kaman Malawash, and Amaning comes in to try and settle the paint.
But it's a lot of human being, isn't it?
It's a lot of human being.
I mean, I'm sorry,
they say
for two. It's
can't
like,
teach height.
Come on. Here we go. 11-7. Dor takes it up. Is a Manning. Provided us with a double-double already for AS Duan. Former Cheshire Phoenix in the British Basketball League tries to go up, he claims that there was contact from Ahmad. It falls on deaf ears, picked up by Zoran. Transition play, quick transition play. And Manning will pick up a foul because he was shifting his body while Ahmad was just trying to spin around him. And you can see that there's a lot of physical activity taking place between these two teams, and you can't mess around with them much.
No, you can't. And Amaning was a big part of that win over Petro de Luanda for the AS Duan squad. It was his work on the defensive end, maybe more than what he gave on his offensive contribution. We'll see how that will impact the game as the game develops.
Very good player to come off the bench, of course, just like Diop. In fact, the bench players can be super effective for AS Duan. And someone who's just tucked behind the bench over on the Al-Ali side is Asha Kumigisha. Tension, I imagine it's there. It's early doors, but you can see that people are a little bit nervous, I feel.
Yes, all sets of players are, of course, very nervous for Al-Ahli. They know that there's a lot at stake, but also really in the general grand scheme of things, they need to be able to achieve what their arch rivals, Zamalek, who won Season 1, were able to. If they don't, it could be a problem for them locally at home, but they're focused.
Thank you, Asha. Diakite going in, just comes on, and look what an impact that he has on this game. That's exactly what you want from the big man.
A strong physical play, getting right into the body. These are two players that know how to utilize their physicality, and that left hand is trusty as Diakite gets two.
Worth its weight in gold. But if it was gold, he wouldn't be able to lift it that easy, right?
Yeah, they are definitely worth their weight inside the paint.
Thank you, Asha. So it all happens, you know. It just happens. It's all spontaneous, Asha. So we just don't know when things happen. So we all just fit in and do our thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely right, Robbie.
Amen. We know what he does. He's just got rid of Boissy, and there he is going up for his mid-range two. It doesn't fall. Made safe. Boissy picks it up. Slowing things down. It's a 4-point game. So good with the three-point shooting, but Manning down into the corner. Diakite, look at that for a spin. Look at that for a spin. He goes up, and is there a foul? And I think there is. That is extraordinary play.
Yeah, we get a little look into his offensive ability and the footwork. We've seen him do that in the BAL already when he went for 30 points when in the first season playing Paducah, and here he is trying to do exactly the same thing.
It's Ismail who picks up his second foul, as you can see, but you know, you want him in that zone, Q, right? You want him to be basically in the paint, taking the passes, spinning, and he can shift his body beautifully.
Yeah, in ISO situation, you're back Diakite, especially with that trusty left hand.
This will give them a chance to hit double figures with just over a minute to go. And we do have AS Douane, watched on by the supporters, making plenty of noise here. Webster comes and gets a little bit of time on court from New Zealand originally. Father played in Hawaii. Former player losing possession, turnover time. Comes up and it goes up and it doesn't fall. It's still there for the taking. Made safe, finally, Fakwade. And more time! Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
It's the beautiful, beautiful finish from Nunio Mort. Late to come back, a little bit of cherry picking, but he'll take any two that he can get at this point.
Here he is, long-range shot there, just coming off the front rib there from Manning. And it's all speeded up all of a sudden. Aiming gets it out, Webster playing some good basketball off the bench. Aiming long, deep down in the suburbs. Doesn't happen. Ismail makes it safe, though. Back to 14. Webster for three!
Lethal from the three-point line. That man, Webster, can't leave him open. 4.4 threes he hits a game for this team.
Long-range shot going in, and it doesn't happen. It's, well, the end of that first quarter. And as you can see, the Al Ahly players celebrating to a certain extent. They've got a 7-point lead after the first 10. After the first 10. After the first 10. After the first 10. After the first 10.
Dribble all the way back to make the layup on the other end. First one to make both layups is the winner. And now let's meet our contestants with our host, MC Brian.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I have Sohan on my left, and I have Ibrahima on my right. They already know the rules. Are you guys ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go! Go, Ibrahima, go, Sohan. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come back, Toha, come back, Toha, come back, Toha. Come back for the second layup. Let's go, Toha, let's go. Whoa! Congratulations. Congratulations, Toha. You're the winner of the BAL Skills Challenge. Thank you so much, and congratulations. You win yourself a BAL present. Thank you.
Points to 10, Al Ahly of Egypt to lead AS Douane of Senegal here in the final of the BAL. It is the championship game. It is the game that needs to be determined who will be crowned Kings of Africa. Coach Pat Gay, coach of AS Douane, right there with Coach Julbe. And I know someone who is listening in. It is, of course, Asha. Asha, what kind of details did you pick up, classified information from the benches?
Yes, just listening into the coach of the year, season 3, Papi Gay, emphasizing to the players that they need to be patient. They need to be able to pass that ball around, get themselves an opportunity, even a second chance. They've been boxed out in that paint by Safe and Fakwade. They need to do better on giving themselves an opportunity with the rebounds.
Good passing here. Diakite, that's lovely. That's a second straight basket in the paint, doing what he does best.
A little bit of bullying inside the paint by Diakite. Fantastic he is, and he's got to get a couple more touches the way he's playing this game.
He's coming on strong, isn't he? And, you know, using him to his full effective greatness as Fakwade here, winner of the BAL Season 1. And the coach, Julbe, gets a beautiful score there. 2 points in the basket.
Under control, great read, and gets the desired result.
Jean-Jacques Boissy, who who was in the NBA Academy. So a player who just gets patted away and picked up there by Thompson. Thompson goes up, floats one over the top. It's a delight to the eye when he just drives towards the basket and realizes there's obstacles in front.
A great way to turn defense into offense. A wonderful play from Juice Thompson.
Oh, Boissy just delivers the perfect score there. Again, trees in front of him. I'll go over the top.
It was a defensively orientated first quarter. Now in the second, starting to open up just a little bit.
Yes, it's still a 7-point lead. There's Thompson who, you know, is working his magic over on the far side. Boissy pick up his first foul.
Look at the drive from Boissy. Flat-footed was safe Samira, and there's another look at Thompson finessing with the little floater in the lane.
They're the same players, you know, they're the same position players, you know, and they both know when to release the ball. That's the great thing. It's been picked up here and decently done by Amaning. Ball passing late Crawford back on, of course, and there's the foul on that man, Amaning. And once again, for a moment, I forgot about Chris Crawford because he's been off court for a few minutes.
Well, they decide to get him back in. He's got to play smart. He's an experienced campaigner. The pass goes in. Amaning. And this I think, is going to be the five that Coach Pabigay is going to be looking at to try and get them back in the game. They're experienced, they've balanced, they give you different options on the offensive end, and all they've got to do is try and put it together.
I'll show the Senegalese fans there. I can see you banging the drum just behind with Paco and all of the crew. It's just great, isn't it, the music that Senegal brings?
Yes, absolutely. Music is a great part of the Senegalese culture. These particular fans, led by the incredible Paco, have been traveling the world supporting Senegalese teams, but especially when Senegal plays against Egypt. We've seen the rivalry in football, and now it's here on the court at the BAL.
We love it. This is what it's all about, you know, just rekindling those rivalries to add a little bit of excitement into the world of sports. And here it is on the basketball court. Webster goes up, rolls off the chop and into the safe hands of Crawford. Drive, fast running up and transition play. And he doesn't manage to get his score, but they will get possession back.
23 minutes in the first quarter. Chris Crawford maybe just trying to orientate and get up to the level of the game. Shorts that jump shot. It's Crawford, Boissy, Amaning, Diakite, and Diop on the floor.
Crawford picks it up down in the corner, up against Omot, gets rid of Omot. There's the mid-range two, and the attempt to try and get that, and there is a foul. In fact, it's on Pape Diop, who's also just come on. Frustration there, foul. They're picking up fouls as if they're going out of fashion, kids.
Webster just a little bit late, trying to rattle or trying to contest the shot rather from Diop on the offensive rebound. But all he ends up doing is picking up a second foul.
3 players on 2 fouls for Ali. We've got 2 players on 2 fouls for AS Douane with a few on 1. And as we see that man Diop with a drop, in it goes. Happy smiles, celebrations, 21-15.
Hasn't seen too many minutes, probably. Diop only 3 minutes in the last 2 contests, and here he is getting a chance out on the floor. 1 point and half a rebound.
Nice shooting from the charity line. Fans celebrate, the drums are banging, they continue. Here we go. Juice Thompson takes it up into enemy territory. Orabi there, or Webster. Whoever you want, you can have Webster into the hands of Orabi, and it comes out wide, and there's a long-range shot there from Fakwade. Still in possession, trying to fight his way through there, Orabi, and there is a foul that's committed on the big man.
Well, that's all you can do if you get a guy that size, that close to the rim. You can either let him score, or you got to take the foul. And look at the work from Orabi, physically working inside the paint. Contact is called.
And the foul goes on Diakite. That's going to be his first. You won't be too concerned about that at this stage, but I mean, you know, you want to keep it down. You want to try and deal with your fellow bigs in a way that you don't, you know, fall into the anti-discipline department.
And we've seen varied shades of Orabi throughout this competition. There have been games where he's been outstandingly great, but also games where he's disappeared a little bit performance-wise on the floor. They'll be hoping to get one of the games where he is offensively and defensively great here in the one that matters the most.
It is the one that matters the most. It's exactly that, you know. And 22-16, a 6-point lead.
Fakwade whistled. He's trying to force a turnover just up in the front court or in the back court.
Let's just have a look. There's a little bit of a push there on Manning, and no, sorry, it's that tangle up with Boissy.
All for the hold.
Tentacles all over the place. Here we go. Boissy goes up, tries to drop it in, and well, he's lost possession. There's a little bit of a shove, a bit of a push on Thompson with the arm, and that's the reason why they lose possession.
Second foul on Boissy, third team foul. Driving in, Thompson trying to stay in front, and there's the clear out right to the chin of Thompson. He sells it well as well.
It's all about good marketing, Q, isn't it?
Yeah, good marketing leads to a sale.
Thompson will get possession back. Just came off the foot. 22-16, as you can see, 7 minutes left in this first half, this final here. Of course, who will follow in the footsteps of Zamalek, Season 1, US Monastir, Season 2. Will it be Al-Ali? Will it be AS Douane? There's a tight tussle taking place here at the BK Arena.
All about which club wants it more.
Thompson, high, dry, and down and in. Big score there for Michael Juice Thompson.
It's his versatility on the offensive end. One of 3 players in double digits, averaging double digits for Al-Ali.
Well, there's Boissy who gets fouled there by Thompson as he went on a charge through into the paint. And a little bit of frustration there, as you can see. And Thompson's up to his, I think that's going to be his second.
Is his second, and now Boissy on the other end, a 90% free throw shooter. He really is calm and collected from the charity stripe. And then another look at Thompson as he fills up the cup from long range.
I think it kind of went up and through a nebula and then came down from the sky into, you know, the net. Extraordinary, very high shooting skills, but you know, for a point guard, you want him. He knows how important, you know, height is when he's going for shots.
Got a beautiful arc on the basketball, geometry, as you call it.
Oh, he's good at trig, isn't he? Trig. Oh, I'm a trig. Out into the hands and taken forward there by Mohamed Nasser. Nasser charging through, loses possession. A little bit of a loss of possession here. Watch out, Boissy out wide, cuts in to the right, long range shot. Oh, he's just unable to get his shot. And picked up by Diop. Crawford goes in for 3. Again, it doesn't fall, and it's been knocked out of the hands. No wonder Arabi may have got the last touch. He claims no. And I think it is going to be Al-Ali who get possession.
Tapped away by Crawford, and it's not only what he gives on the offensive end. He's a really difficult guard or customer on the defensive end. You got to look at his craftiness in defense.
Amen. Nasser heads down into the corner. Watch out for Eamon. He'll just go on a charge. Back out to Arabi. No rush. Eamon gets rid of his man, cuts inside. There's the bounce pass to Arabi. The big man goes up and he goes in. That's neatly done. Patience is a virtue.
Beautifully patient basketball. And they were both looking at each other on that play. And the connection worked out favorably for Al-Ali.
It's a 9-point lead with just over 5, just under 6 minutes to go. Manning needs to go and do something. Drops it in. That's nice. Beautiful pass there into the hands of Diakite.
Well, you talk about patience and beautiful basketball. What you can do, I can do too, say AS Douane.
Usher can sing that song if you want.
You know I'm a singer.
I know, you've got a wonderful voice. 27-20, and of course when you go up the other end where Nuni Amot's going on one of those dancing maneuvers, you always know that anything can happen. Diakite with the put in, but lovely play there from Amanin. So unselfish to make sure that he was making that right pass.
Well, great fundamental basketball, little shot fake, drop-off pass, and Diakite, he's the go-to guy as far as AS Douane are concerned, 7 points.
There's not much in this, really, to be honest with you. All it takes is just a little, you know, a little trigger to turn things around and get AS Douane back in. They can have a run and they can quite easily move ahead. But Al-Ali will be happy with this because they're just holding AS Douane, the Senegalese team, at arm's length.
Between 8 and 10 points can disappear in a flash when you've got these talented offensive players on both sides of the floor.
Boissy taking the ball up into foreign territory. Al-Ali land. Crawford, crafty Crawford, waits, and then he goes. Look at this, beautiful acceleration. Tries to use the glass, and he does indeed. That's what Crawford's all about.
You don't just average around 20 points a game in the Basketball Africa League without versatility. That's a great take from Crawford.
Crawford enjoying the glass. Omot going around, back out. Good swing passing going on. Amin, we know what Amin can do, but he's under a little bit of pressure. And look at that. Fights valiantly to get the possession back ahead of Diop. Wallace dispossessed. Good work there from AS2An, just holding out as Boissy goes on a wander. Oh, Boissy goes up. Oh, Boissy! Incredible! Through the thicket, through the trees.
Does an amazing job of being able to control the basketball, even though there was a little bit of contact. An even better finish from Boissy.
He shuts out the light. Omot picks it up. Watch out for Omot. When's he going to go? That was a Manning saying, get out of there. That is not going to go anywhere.
Well, just another look at what work was done on the offensive end from that man, Boissy. Boissy in transition, through contact, floats up, floats in.
Boissy time, and we will take a break. 29-24, Al-Ahly lead AS2An by 5.
And now we have fans. It's time for If you see yourself on the camera, let me see your moves. It's the last day of the BAL 2023. I want to see your moves. I want to see your vibes. Let's go, Al-Ahly fans. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I can see you on the camera. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I see you, I see you. Let's go, let's go. We see you guys, we see you. Let's go, ladies, let's go, ladies. Show me your moves. We can see you on the camera. Let's go. If you see yourself on the camera, I want to see the moves. It's the last game of the BAL 2023. Don't be shy, let's go. Let's go, Gary, let's go, we can see you. Go.
It's the championship game is final here in Kigali at the BK Arena. You can see that Al-Ahly, where they lead by 5. But let's just have a look at some of the amazing scores that we've seen. Jean-Jacques Boissy, unreal. Off the bench, he's been a breath of fresh air for AS2An and leading the way in many different ways. That's a wild pass there from Manning. Didn't read the situation very well. Diakite didn't run. Boissy standing out from the crowd.
He has been great throughout BAL in season 3, and you expect him to step up and continue to be the aggressor for AS2An off the bench.
They're talking at the bench and what happens on the bench. There's always something going on. Usher, you hear things, don't you?
Yes, I just had Coach Julbe insisting to the Al-Ahly players they need to be able to fall back for defense because AS2An have the capacity to move on that transition and get incredible points in that run.
Transition, very important, especially when you've got players who like to run. Very physical team. Gendy comes up, Gendy trying to find his range from downtown. Crawford picks it up. Calmly takes it forward. Look at Boissy. Oh, he just can't use that, get that final touch off the glass. Look at this from Amin, the acceleration. He is unreal. Crawford gets in the way, and that might be foul number 3. And if it is, he's in trouble, or is it to just snake the ball and sneak it out of the hands of Amin, I think. Let's have a look at this again.
He did a pretty good job of just staying in front, and he gets the last touch and no contact call.
It means that we've got the game that continues in a nice way. I think we want all of our key players to stay on the court just to build up this. It's been picked up by a Manning. O'Reilly had a few issues there, and he waits for his support. The cavalry arrives. Look at that. Oh, my word. Amin just knocking out the ball out of the hands of that man Diop, and there was contact, but it wasn't close. It was very close in being the biggest SWAT block that I've ever seen.
But two great defensive possessions. First the steal from Manning, and then they come back on the other side and working the pass. I mean, fantastic timing.
Look at that, wow. And there was contact, of course, that's the reason why. So we see a man, Diop, go up to the free throw line. But I mean, wow, the swatting. You know, I talk about the swatting of the giant mosquito. That was a block of the highest order, but it wasn't far off being, you know, okay, you know, and not illegal. It was contact.
Small margins, always difficult to call contact situations. Nonetheless, Diop will get a chance to go back to the free throw line.
Yeah, and we can see that Amin picks up his first foul. I think that this is... the scenario is an interesting one now. They want to try and get these points from the free throw line. You can see that Diop just misses his first, but just to reel in that lead, make it more of a matchup. It'll make it a lot easier for them to digest going into the locker room at halftime.
It should make it a lot easier for them to digest. And young, not so young, 27-year-old Diop misses the second free throw.
Well, they just knocked it...
There's contestation on every single out-of-bounds opportunity, and it's not easy to be a ref at this point.
No, I think that the, I mean, you know, I think that the ball may have been out of play when you can see that it's Nasser who hit it back against his... They get possession back. It wasn't out of bounds, and it was knocked back off an Al-Ahly player.
They do get possession back. A lot of, like I said, contestation, argument, but finally a decision is made, overruled. AS1 keep possession.
Yeah, but because these officials are absolutely top, you know, world class, we've got the best in the business here in the BAL, just so you know. And a little bit of shirt pulling on Boissy, and he's under a little bit of pressure there. I mean, it's the second foul in the space of a couple of minutes.
Going back to the sales pitch, when you see the matchup, just a little bit of contact. No contact on that one, and it's Boissy's manipulation with basketball in hand gets the call.
You want that kind of player on you know, on your side, not against you.
These are two crafty scorers and defensive players. Great matchup.
I want to get Usher's reaction. We've got a couple of changes that are going to be taking place here, but more importantly, you never walk off the court with fouls, you know, up against you. So when you see this, it's a very physical game, Usher.
It is a very physical game, but also what is at stake is so much for both teams. It's the first time they're playing in a BAL final. They know they have the chance to lift the trophy, and now they've really settled into the game, and now it's about tactics.
You know, and it's a low-scoring half so far with just less than 3 minutes to go, just to give you an idea of how defensively it's being played.
High intensity, high pressure defense.
Omot goes through himself and he tries to go up and over, and he crashes down to the ground. And I think that's Diakite who picks up his second foul.
Omot is going about the business of accumulating points, and he hasn't been great from the field. He's a perfect 7 for 7 from the free throw line. So maybe not working from the field, but we've seen that you can accumulate points from the free throw line consistently, can keep you in the game.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And you know, we've seen a couple of battles here in this this season's BAL where free throw shooting has been very, very important. It's been pivotal in how teams have actually just grinded it out at the end.
Jean-Jacques Boissy had 16 of 17 in their win over Pedro de Luanda. That was big from him. And if they continue with the frequency of fouling on Omot, he's going to punish them. He's really great. He's been averaging over 90% from the free throw line. Well, he gets a reprieve on that one. Just a little second. Got a little nervous, but he has a chance to stay perfect. Really 9 for 9 from the line.
Yeah, very impressive, isn't it, for the player from South Sudan, a wonderful player who's been around the block, of course, with 29 years of age from South Sudan, played for Lakeland Magic in the G League, as he does continue his 100% scoring record from the charity line. It's taken up. Boissy sees the boulevard open up. Oh, it's not gone in. It's been picked up once again. The battle to try and make some space, and it's put in. Beautifully done, sensationally done. Mamadou Diane, the man.
That is great physical presence, and he powered it up through a whole bunch of contact.
You forget just how big the bigs are on the bench who come on for this AS Douane team. Diane, he's an absolute giant. It goes up, and it doesn't go in, but Orabi just makes sure that it does.
Great example of what Fakwade gives inside the paint. He can match the physicality, but the length of Orabi gets them an extra 2.
Crawford looks for a little bit of support. Wasi gets rid of his man, and there's another foul that's been committed. I think that might be Azab who's been penalised. Looking at the...
It will be a foul, I think, on Winnie Mort. He picks up his first foul.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There were 2 of them. He was being sandwiched, but it does go for Omot. There you go.
Trying to reach across. Coverage problems. He's really quick. Is Jean-Jacques Boissy.
Are you talking about the Cobra hands?
Cobra hands.
On that occasion, Omot making contact with Boissy. Fans just in the distance, making a lot of noise for Jean-Jacques Boissy. They absolutely love it. There's Baco smashing the drum, a legendary fan, and following Senegalese sport around the world, just like Usher mentioned earlier.
Well, if you follow the BAL, he's also a familiar face in the stands. Whenever a Senegalese team takes to the floor, it's lovely to see him make the journey out here.
Beautiful. Here's Gendi taking the ball up against Crawford. There he goes, trying to use the screen. He finds a little bit of space there, swings it out wide. Omar down into the corner, long-range shot. And that won't count for Fakwade. There's a foul that's been committed. Diop gets knocked off his feet, and it's Gendi who picks up the foul.
Gendi makes a great pass. Such a slow falling.
That was a foul at the end of the day. Crawford picks it up. 1:45 left to play. It's a 4-point game. Good chance for AS Douane to try and get back into this if they can. Jean-Jacques Boissy. Boissy's there using Diop. Bit of space, puts it up, and does it go in? It doesn't go in. But look, I think that there's been contacts, and he's down on the ground. Let's just hope that he's okay, because, well, Mamadou Diane going up and trying to finish off the alley-oop, crashes down to the ground from great heights.
Well, they're going to have a look on the replay. Orabi was caught flat-footed. Diane flying right up, and he backed in just a little bit. Slow to rise. Replay, of course, contact replay was triggered, and they're going to just have another look, I think, on the screen.
Well, they just want to see, you know, what level of a foul it potentially is, and I'm sure we'll catch up with Usher in a second, but you can see that he backed up. So Arabi just backing up into Mamadou Diane, and the former Jeanne d'Arc player, and that contact there obviously meant that he was off balance in the air. The landing was always going to be complicated.
There's difficulty once you're in the air. You're literally at the mercy of a defender, and he looks like he's in a lot of trouble. He was not gotten back up. We saw him get up for a couple of seconds, but he's struggling on the floor.
Well, gentlemen, the referee crew has decided that it is a common foul. It's not really unspot.
Thank you, Asha. I think with that view there, he was blind. He didn't see Diane coming from behind, so he was in the clear. So that's a very good call, Asha. Thank you. Always quick to give us the latest information. Roving reporting on the side of the court, bringing us the best from the West.
Thank you so much, Robbie.
I don't know where the West is, but it might be the East. I'm not too sure. I haven't got my compass out, but these guys on court, they know where they are.
Well, this one's just a little bit from the north.
There you go. We'll work it out. I know that we're west of Lake Victoria. Is that correct there,
Yes,
Russia?
that's very correct. But just looking at Mamadou Diane, he's injured his groin. I'm just going to talk to the team doctor and give you an update. But Diakite is on the free throw line, and Ndiaye has replaced Mamadou Diane.
Thank you, Asha. Diakite gets his first three-point game, and you can see that I think it's his first minutes, isn't it? Someone with a bit of space. Gendi goes up, tries to float it over the top. It's made safe by the boys in green. Taken up court. Opportunities happen here. Oh, it's a delight to the eye. Pap Diop sends the fans into raptures.
He had a couple of decisions to make. Was aggressive, and what a fantastic take from that man Diop.
And we're all level at 33 points apiece. This is sumptuous. It's very tasty encounter taking place here. The fans making it very, very noisy here now.
Almost picks it off, almost great defense from Crawford, but it taps it out. It'll stay with the Red Devils. Small margins.
Look at this. That is how to do it. Beautifully done, underneath and up and down and in and jumping with joy and celebrating and dancing and shouting, and everybody's enjoying this. 51.8 seconds to go before the end of the first half. It couldn't have been poised in a better way, Q. When you actually look at this, 33 points apiece, an incredible atmosphere here. Basketball Africa League at its best, with two great teams who really decided they want to fight against each other until the bitter end and try and be kings of Africa.
This is why they say that defense wins championships. We've been locked into a titanic defensive struggle. We've seen some great offensive patches, but for the larger part, it's about the combinations on the floor, what they have available as resources. As the foul count continues to rise on both teams, they are no players in foul trouble just yet. The most is just 2 apiece, but we'll see and continue to keep an eye and monitor that situation as it goes. Amon, 13 points on 2 of 8 shots to lead the scoring for the side of Al-Ali, and Bwasi, 9 points alongside Diakite's 9, leading the way for that wonderful AS1 team.
Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled to be in the presence of the president of Rwanda, of course, Mr. Paul Kagame. Royalty here, but also journalistic royalty from Africa in Ashaku Migisha, who is always giving us the latest information. What's the latest information regarding Mamadou Diagne?
Yeah, looking at Mamadou Diagne, getting the information from the team doctor. He's feeling better, but now there's a bit of a problem with Diakite on his right knee. He's getting treatment, a couple of strays there, but the doctor looks very optimistic. I'll keep you updated.
Thank you very much. You see the ice bag just on that right knee. Wonderful stuff, Asha and Coach K. You'll be happy that they've grounded it out. They've battled valiantly to get themselves level again. Now it's up to them to really sort of, keep on working hard to defend properly, get those rebounds, and of course try and light it up on attack.
This has all the elements of a tightly contested final. You see a lot of contact. You see that the free throw line is prominent for sure. And so defense, I think is the core from both coaches.
There's a real big buzz that's taking place here. You can just feel it, the fans getting behind both teams here, and we'll see where this goes. We've got a nice little Al-Ali contingent here as well, who are making some noise to follow the Red Devils as they go in search of their first BAL title. But AS1 have got a lot to say. 40 seconds to go. He just drops back a little bit. Long-range shot from Bwasi. Comes back out. They got a 1-point lead.
The contest was pretty good by that man, Nuno Montez, a call off the ball. The whole foul called, and now Gendi will head to free throw line. Diop picking up his second foul.
These little small things, of course, both teams out with five team fouls, of course, so it means that there are opportunities here with the 35.4 left on the clock.
Well, these two teams can match each other in terms of physicality and just energy on the floor. They will not back off once contact is made, and we'll see the intensity, I think, rise even more as time pressure builds and we get deeper and deeper into the game. And there's the hold. Diop puts the hand on the body of Gendi.
And Gendi looking good, 2 straight points from the free throw line, and they've just increased their lead. 36, long-range shot coming in, doesn't happen. Oh, where's that going to go? Does it go in? No, it doesn't. The battle continues. Made safe, Gendi has it, and he will just calm things down. And there is a less than a 0.2 differential. How much? just using the clock here. They want to stay ahead going into the changing rooms at half-time. Omot gets it out wide. Is Bakwade drops it in. Nice little shot there. It goes! Beautifully done there, and Samir is the man, and they get points and they extend their lead now to 38-33 at the end of the first half. Al-Ahly not in control, but with a 5-point lead.
Beautiful time usage of the clock, and excellent finish there. Captain Samir gets 2 important points at the halftime break.
And we're going to take a break, as you said, Q, and we'll be back with the highlights from the first 2 quarters. So much basketball to be played. Stay with us.
Whether the last basket is good or not. The basket is good. 2 points confirmed for Al-Ahly basketball.
Kigali Tent Tech. Aba banyamwuga nibo bonyene babakorera amatenti y'ubwoko bunyura ibyifuzo byanyu, ako kanya mukayatahana aho gutakaza umwanya n'amafaranga ngo murayatumiza mu mahanga. Barabakorera amatenti atwikira imodoka irangi ryayo ntiricuye kuko ricukubiri n'imvura n'izuba. Babakorera amatenti yisanzuye amwe yakira imisango, inama n'ibindi birori. Aba mu bukerarugendo namwe kandi Kigali Tent Tech ibakorera amatenti yo gukambikamo ajyanye n'imiterere y'ikirere. Amarido yo muri tenti akumira amahuyeza ahubwo akinjiza amahumbezi, ndetse n'imitaka ya gisirimu yo mu busitani kuri pisine n'ahandi. Ayo matenti ashaje kandi aba bahanga barayakiza ubwo busembwa maze asubirana ubushyashya. Kigali Tent Tech ni ku Kimisagara hafi ya Kiliziya Saint Pierre. Mwanahamagara cyangwa mukandika ubutumwa kuri 0788914308. Kigali Tent Tech.
Umukino urangiye ikipe ya ari igice cya mbere yihariye amanota 38 ku manota 33 ya AS Douane, ndetse twavuga ko AS Douane yakoze exploit ubwo batsindwaga agace ka mbere amanota 17 ku manota 10, gusa agace ka kabiri kaje kurangira bari imbereho byibuze amanota 2 kubera ko karangiye amanota 23 kuri 21. Birumvikana ko mu gace ka kabiri bitwaye neza, ndetse n'igice cya mbere tutegereje kuza kureba indi minota y'igice cya kabiri 20 ko iza kuza kurangira. Gusa Karis, uko umukino wagenda guzamuka niko ikipe ya AS Douane yasaga nkaho irimo irakurira mu mukino.
Ni ikipe ya AS Douane navuga ngo yabaye frustrated n'agace ka mbere, ibintu byose yageragezaga byanze. Urabona yuko ari ikipe yaje irimo kugerageza gushuta cyane hanze ya paint amanota 3, ariko birayangira. Nkeka yuko byagiye binayafekta muri rusange, bigahereza urwaho ikipe ya Al-Ahly yo kugenda ibonamo amanota. Ekipe Al-Ahly rero nayo nk'ikipe nkuru iyo ukoze amanota nk'aya ngaya yo gutakaza uburyo bwinshi bwo kubonamo amanota, niho igenda ibiprofitira ikagenda ibona amanota. Niko twabonye agace ka mbere karangira. Kimwe mu bintu ekipe ya AS Douane yishe no kureka kwataka paint, bakagerageza gusa gushuta amanota 3, ibyanze ku basore batandukanye, yaba cyane cyane Crawford usanzwe ubafasha cyangwa se ubona amanota 3 cyane byabaye nk'ibyanga kuri we, biba nka frustration kuri ekipe. Amanota bisa naho bipfuye, morale muri rusange ya ekipe ubona isa naho iguye. Nkeka yuko ari byo bakosoye n'ubundi no mu gace ka kabiri k'umukino, nibura ubona yuko barimo kugerageza kwataka paint, ari naho bakuyemo kino kinyuranyo cy'amanota 7 hagasigaramo nibura 2, ariko nayo yongere muri n'amasegonda ya nyuma kubera yuko bari bamaze no kunganya 33 bakomeje gutya. Biri promising kuri bo, ariko nibaza gutakara hagati ekipe ya Al-Ahly nta makosa.
Didi n'iki ubona kuri Mamadou tagenze neza mu gace ka mbere akosoye mu gice cya kabiri bishobora mu gace ka kabiri bishobora no kuza kumufasha noneho no kuba nkuko Kalisa yarabivuze kuza kwikamata ku buryo agace ka gatatu n'aka kane ashobora kuza gusoza noneho ari imbere.
Navuga ko Mamadou basa nkaho bamwempoje umukino wabo, nukuvuga ngo umukino bakinnye kuri Petro siwo bagarutsemo, bashatse nko gushuta tuwapwa inyuma ya paint, nyamara bibagiza ko ari beza mu kwinjira muri paint. Nkeka ko ari nacyo kintu bakosoye kikabazamura ku manota kugera ubwo turangije igice cya mbere harimo difference y'amanota 5. Urebye umukino muri rusange urangiye, muri rusange navuga ko equipe ya Al-Ahli ikoze rebound 25. 25 urumva rero imipira yose imipira Douane yagiye itakaza
28.
28 ziba ari nyinshi cyane. Nukuvuga ngo rero bo navuga ko Mamadou na stickinga kuri imikinire ye uko asanzwe akina, ndetse akarekeramo agaha Boyce umwanya akaba ari we uyobora umukino. Nkeka ko biri buze gutanga umusaruro. Ku rundi ruhande navuga ko na Crawford ntago yigeze abanira equipe ya Douane, kuko bisa nkaho ari hasi. Imipira yagiye ntago cyane, imipira yagiye akoraho cyane ntago yabyaraga umusaruro nkuko ubushize byakunze, kuko match iheruka yakoze amanota ageze kuri 26. Amanota 26 kugera aka kanya ni uwa gatatu amaze gukora amanota 5. Nukuvuga ngo rero igice cya mbere kirangiye yakoze amanota 5, birasa nkaho ari hasi kandi n'umwe mu bakinnyi bagenderaho. Nkeka ko rero nagaruka ari mu mukino biza guhereza amahirwe Douane yo gusoza.
Hari bamwe mu basore nabonye bitwaye neza muri aka gace ka mbere k'umukino, nk'umusore witwa Nuni Omoti. Numwe mu basore bitwaye neza kuko yatsinze amanota 18 akora rebound 2. N'umusore baramubona umwirabura cyane muri Al-Ahli. Numwe mu basore bakomeye cyane, ndetse witwa Shashank Boyce we yaje gutsinda amanota 9 na rebounds yakoze cyangwa se ngatange assist, ariko ni bamwe mu basore bagerageje kwigaragaza muri iyi minota ya mbere. Nekereza ko turaza kuza kubona wenda abandi bashobora kuza kwigaragaza muri minota y'igice cya kabiri Sam, binaza gufasha wenda aya ma equipe kuza gusoza neza uyu mukino, kuza kuba afite bench nkuko didegeze kubigarukaho.
Kuri performance ya Omot muri uno mukino ntabwo ari ibintu byadutunguye. Twari twabivuze uyu mukino ujya no gutangira yuko uyu musore ukomoka mu gihugu cya Sudan y'Epfo arakomeye cyane. Ni umusore ukina muri shampiyona ya NBA college league cyangwa se G League muri rusange. Arakomeye, arabizi cyane, ndetse kuba yari itabajwe na equipe ya Al-Ahli n'uyu musaruro n'ubundi bari bamwitezemo. Ni umusore mwiza kuri defense, ari nacyo cyagiye kigora equipe ya AS Douane bigatuma itataka paint cyangwa se ngo ikore amanota 2, kubera ko ugiye kureba kuri average nibura equipe ya Al-Ahli bafite 50% kuri average. No kuvuga ngo nibura mu mipira 2 batakaga muri paint umwe wajyagamo wabyaraga amanota, mu gihe equipe ya AS Douane yo iri muri 42 gutyo. Nibyo bijyana bimekinga difference. Barimo gutinya defense y'aba basore barimo no Omot, kandi mu by'ukuri kwataka paint niko navuga ngo guca intege abasore nk'aba ngaba barebare bafite imbaraga bashobora kugutsindira muri paint. Impamvu ubakoresha amakosa, uprovoka amakosa uko winjira muri paint, nibura simpamya yuko ushobora kwataka paint inshuro zigeze muri 3 ubura amanota ubura n'amakosa. Uko watatse paint nibura ubona inota cyangwa ikosa.
Total teams falls twaje tubona ziyongera ku buryo byanagiragaho ukabona bari kuzibyaza amaranse ku ruhande rwa Al-Ahli. Ntibiri gutuma wenda ni minota ubonye ya nyuma bavuye kuri 33 bakagera kuri 38 n'utwo dukosa two mu masegonda ya nyuma umwarabu ntashobora kuba ari cyo kintu
twari tubyiteze ariko twari tubyiteze twanabivuze yuko kuri ekipe iri athletic nk'uko nguko kwa AS Douane ikinisha imbaraga nyinshi guprovoka amakosa kuri bo biba byoroshye kubera yuko baba bafite ishyaka ryinshi imbaraga nyinshi kuri ano ma ekipe yo mu Barabu nuko nguko akina iyi niyo je yabo ni gake cyane uzabona bakwempoje ngo bagukine umukino w'imbaraga kabisa w'ingufu uri physique ni gake cyane uzabibona ahubwo ku ikipe iri physique cyane nk'iya AS Douane babiprofitiraho nubwo ari imbaraga ku ruhande rwa AS Douane bo babibona ahubwo nk'imbaraga ku ruhande rwabo bagaprofita bakagukoresha amakosa ukagenda ucika intege uko umukino ugenda ucika intege uko umukino ugenda kuko niba abakinnyi bawe b'ingenzi nibura batatu bari mu makosa atatu kugeza ku gice cya mbere cy'uyu mukino cyangwa se uduce twa mbere tubiri bivuze yuko uri buze urimo kwigengesera mu gice cya kabiri cy'umukino ari byo biri buze kubahereza rero naho imbaraga zo gukina bisanzuye bakagenda babona amanota bongerana difference ariko bana maintaininga kwa kubuza kuwutsinda kuri equipe adversaire.
Didi tuze kwitega iki mu gice cya kabiri mama dashobora guhindura ndetse no ku ruhande rwa Augustin Jules Bosch tuze kwitega iki ku mpande zombi ku batoza wenda ugereranyije uko igice cya mbere cyarangiye tuze
navuga ko Mamadou biri buze kumugora kubera ko impamvu biri bumugore twahoze tuvuga cyane ku kintu cya bench nukuvuga ngo kugera aka kanya usibye amanota Boyce yakoze avuye kuri bench nta wundi muntu wo kuri bench uratanga umusaruro twari twiteze abantu nk'aba Brian uyu mwongereza nukuvuga ngo ubushize yakoze amanota ageze muri 17 yavuye kuri bench kugera ubu nta nota na rimwe arakora nukuvuga ngo rero ikintu ari buze gukora navuga ni nko kumotiva abasore be kugira ngo binjire mu mukino noneho batangire gutanga umusaruro kuko Boyce ntago ari buze gukina kuko bigaragaye ko akinnye bigaragaye ko Douane ikinnye ari uko Boyce agiyemo ntago rero ari buze iminota 20 ibura ari buze kuyipeza ari umwe wenyine ni ukuvuga ngo rero birasaba ko Crawford ari buze kuba ari mwiza birasaba ko uyu Brian ari buze kuba ari mwiza ni ukuvuga ngo rero bakine as a team bose batanga umusaruro mu rwego rwo kuvuga ngo turakina no ku rundi ruhande Al-Ahly twahoze tubivuga ni bakina as a team kandi noneho bo wari kubasha kujera umukinnyi wabo kuko kugira nk'ubu Thompson iminota hafi igeze kuri 6 ntaragaruka mu kibuga yarari kuri bench nukuvuga ngo rero aze umutoza wa Douane aze kwibanda nawe mu kintu cyo kujera match yibande mu kintu cyo kujera match kuko bisa nkaho
birashoboka ibyo byari kuvuga ko umutoza yajera match cyangwa match ishobora no kuba
birashoboka cyane ku mpande zombi cyane cyane ku ruhande rwa ekipe ya AS Douane bakeneye gukosora ibintu nka bibiri byonyine ikintu cya mbere bareke guforsa trapway biri iyo zanze uko uguma kuziforsa niko frustration ku mukinnyi urimo gushuta ipfa niko turnovers ziyongera niko kuri ekipe nka Al-Ahly ifite abasore barebere bashobora gukora ama rebound urimo kubongerera imipira n'uburyo bwo gutsinda nibabona trapway zanze muri kino gice cya kabiri barekere kuziforsa ahubwo batake paint nibyo birimo kubabyarira ano manota ndetse no gutsinda kano gace ka kabiri ku mukino tubonye ikindi kintu cya kabiri ekipe ya AS Douane iri bukore Didier bikomojeho no gukina nka ekipe kurusha guprofita kuma individuality y'abakinnyi nibyo bafite abakinnyi beza bashobora gukina individually ariko urimo kubona yuko buri umwe ameze nk'ashaka gushininga ku ruhande rwe Boyce akeneye gushininga Crawford akeneye gushininga ugasanga hagati aho ngaho hari utuntu barimo kugenda batakaza nyamara urundi ruhande rwa ekipe ya Al-Ahly bo barimo gukina umukino uri collective ugiye no kureba uburyo bwo guhanahana umupira cyangwa se transitions mu gihe bava kuri paint imwe bajya ku yindi ekipe ya Al-Ahly irimo gukina nka ekipe kurusha ekipe ya AS Douane nibyo rero birimo gutuma AS Douane igera hagati gatakara Al-Ahly kagenda yongera iki kinyuranyo niba kosora iki ngiki ndemera neza yuko amanota 5 ari buvemo ndetse bakaba banatsinda umukino ariko niba tabikora biri bugorane
tubafitiye n'ubutumwa muri Event Boutique murahasanga amasuti meza y'abagabo kandi murahasanga imikenyero myiza y'abageni bambika kandi abamarene b'abageni babafitiye amarobe yabo meza ndetse banabafitiye imyambaro itandukanye muri event zose mwakifuza ko babambikamo. Muri event boutique mwabasanga mu isoko rya Nyarugenge muri floor ya kabiri mu muryango wa 23 cyangwa se wifuza gukodesha wabahamagara kuri 0787565119 cya kuri 0783420795. Aho ngaho ni muri event boutique. Gusa mu kanya turaza gusubira kuri BK Arena aho tuza kureba n'ubundi igice cya kabiri, ariko kuwenda kuri ino final uko waruyiteze, uko abakinnyi wagiye ubabona, uko irushanwa ririmo riragenda rigana ku musozo, niko wari ubyiteze cyangwa se nta cyabayemo cyo cyagutunguye uko waribonye niko wari uryiteze uko ririmo riragenda rigana ku musozo?
Irushanwa ririmo riragenda rigana ku musozo n'ubundi kuri pace, navuga ngo riri kuri pace iguma izamuka, ahubwo ikirimo kuntungura kuri uyu mukino n'ukuntu navuga ngo efficiency mu mitsindire yagabanutse cyane. Amanota 38 nibura munsi ya 40 bivuze yuko match yose iri bwata 80 ku equipe iri butsinde,
ariko bivuze ko ari finale
ni average iri hasi cyane, ni ego ni finale, umukino uri tight ariko ku ma equipe nkaya ngaya yose akomeye 3 points zimaze gukorwa n'eshatu zonyine, ebyiri ku ruhande rwa equipe ya Al-Ahli n'imwe ku ruhande rwa equipe ya AS Douane. Exactly ibyo ngibyo byonyine hari icyo bisobanuye ku ari match nk'iyi ngiyi, suko bitageragejwe. Urasanga nibura bose bagiye bagerageza uburyo buri hejuru ya 12 bw'amanota 3, ariko kuba ku ruhande rwa Al-Ahli hari uburyo bubiri bwonyine, ku ruhande rwa AS Douane uburyo bumwe. Ni efficiency iri hasi ku mukino, nicyo kintu cyonyine cyantunguye kuri ino match kuri uno mukino wa nyuma. Otherwise bari iraryoshye
cyane. Ni imikino navuga ko uko yagendaga iva muri kimwe cya kane, usibye ko n'abarebye conference kubazitangiye zari games ziryoshye wenda ku bakinnyi bakiri bato. Tuba tunavuga ngo ku bufatanye bwa NBA wenda n'abategura rino rushanwa, ubona byibuze hari icyizere cy'uko dushobora kuzabona nk'umuntu wavuye muri iri rushanwa akajya muri
birashoboka kuko aka kanya uwitwa Diarra wa Stade Malien baramuzi, yambaraga nimero 15, abaye umudefenseur mwiza, ni umwana mutoya, ni biri kugenda bitangatara binexpose abantu ku buryo bajya gukina no ku rundi rwego.
Reka dusubire rero kuri BK Arena turebe umukino igice cya kabiri, turagaruka nyuma yaho.
In this wonderful final, and you expect it to play its role as the final unfolds.
Super exciting, super bombastic, words that we like to use as we try and guide you through the BAL Season 3. A little bit of pressing taking place here. Bakwadi gets the ball out, aiming for 3, can't get it. Boissy on the rampage. Get out, says Bakwadi.
2 great defensive plays, lots of pressure again.
Battle against Malouash, he's got the experience, loses possession there. Good defensive play, Foul picks it up, Boissy waits for the cavalry to arrive. Tries to spins off his man, drops it in, that's nicely done! Malouash, massive score there for the 16-year-old.
That's execution of the highest level on the pick and roll. Wow, what a great cut, and it's an even better find from Boissy.
Let's have a look at that. There's Boissy. There you go. Just over the top. Put it into the path of that man. Just it's just sublime, isn't it?
He put it up where no one else could go and get a technical foul called on the floor. But look at the finish from Malouash.
Yeah, I think he wanted to hang on that rim for quite a while. I can totally understand. It's a great place to be when you've just smashed it in there. Unfortunately, foul committed.
And now Thompson misses the free throw. You add any more drama into this one.
Oh, come on, you know, we like the drama, don't we?
We love the drama.
Okay, Thompson picks possession back up, of course, following the technical. Malouash will just have to move forward, get rid of it. He's on 3 fouls, so he needs to be careful.
You want to stay on the floor, especially in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, no, we know that this is tense, tight tussle of the Titans here in Africa. Thompson drops it into the path of Arabi. Oh, a little bit of loss of possession. The fingertips didn't get it in. Run the right path is the call from Bakwadi to Arabi. But it is what it is.
Got ahead of himself just a little bit. Focused on the catch or didn't focus on the catch, and it spills out.
Let's catch up with Usher coming out of the halftime break, just to get the lay of the land on that side, on the west, on the east, in the north or the south. I don't know where you are.
I see that you're getting your directions right, Robbie. Well, just really looking at AS Douanes, they ended that second quarter with a great momentum. They've started the third quarter from that side, and they're playing big defense there against Al-Ahli, even though they've just conceded that three-pointer. Malouache could have done better against Omot.
Wow, that was a big score, wasn't it, from Omot? He just had plenty of time swinging the ball out, just working the space. This is Diakite with a lovely little drive through. He gets, there's a little bit of contact from Arabi, and that should be his third foul or his fourth? Third foul.
Yeah, third foul. And again, we haven't seen some great three-point shooting throughout this game yet. Thompson, Omot, Fakwade, Arabi, and Amin are on the floor. And Diakite, and his presence inside the paint being felt is now, it might force a change again from Coach Julbe.
That's what they've got to be careful with. We're getting into that area, into that zone, the third quarter, where you do have players who are on 2-3 fouls. Got to be super careful, and discipline is going to be so important now going into the second half.
Well, that plays a great example of why the left hand is so useful. From Diakite, Arabi reaching across, trying to anticipate, but the only thing he ended up doing is picking up a foul.
Senegalese fans enjoying that, seeing the score, the Diakite points going in. Chris Crawford comes back on as Jean-Jacques Boissy heads to the bench.
First player into double figures on that make for AS Douanes. Diakite, 10 points.
It's quite incredible when you actually see Omot just ghosting himself to 17 points all of a sudden.
Just been compiling his points, and a lot of them come from the free throw line. Boissy, I think, gonna go have a look at that. I think he's got a little bit of a niggle on his ankle.
Here we go. This is beautifully done. In just around the outside. Good use of that left hand, that arm protection of the ball. In it goes.
He is superb finisher, is Amin.
Crawford trying to find a little bit of space. Goes up. Oh, he loves those backboard shots, the jump shots. Sumptuous.
When you talk about superb finishing, there's a man who knows how to score. Crawford now, 7 points.
Very important. He reacts immediately, doesn't he? And well, the attempt to try and get hold of that, and I think that they're going to get possession back. Michael Thompson and Crawford gets his third foul.
Foul count starts to rise as we talked about just a little bit. Crawford's got to be careful. Omot might want to work that matchup.
Yeah, exactly. And Omot's just got one foul, so he's in a pretty good place. Foul just gets in the way, and he has picked up his second foul.
It's Malouache who picks up his fourth.
Malouache is fourth, right? And there it is, Malouache just getting in the way. Foul, sandwiches that man as he went on a maneuver. Omot gets rid of his man, Crawford, and goes up, and he doesn't make it safe, but safe makes it safe. Thompson gets it out wide to Amin gets around Foul. And Foul this time commits the foul. You can see that it's all happening, and you know, in the space of like 2 minutes, you've got fouls that are going up left, right, and centre. AS Douanes have got 5 team fouls, and we're not even 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Now you've got Crawford on 3, Foul on 3, Malouache on 4. And they will try and work that Crawford matchup. I think you saw Omot working it. Crawford had to take his aggression and tone his aggression down just a tad, and I think that is something that they will continue to look at on the offensive end.
We've got to change with Mamadou Diop coming on to replace Foul. Foul needs to take to the bench, readdress the situation, talk to his coach. Pat Gay is a coach with well, an encyclopedia of basketball knowledge to interpret exactly what's going on. Stolen there, nicely done by El-Qayyim Dor. Good to see him back on court. Crawford picks it up. Now, what are they going to do? Omot's keeping in close quarters. It goes up. Oh, it's just not fallen. And Crawford will be frustrated. Traveling call of Fakwade. Just moved his pivoting foot there.
11th turnover, and that's got to be frustrating because that all the hard work on the contest, picked up the defensive rebound, and that's a slip. It's just a little bit of a lack of concentration from Fakwade.
Possession back in the hands of Crawford. Let's see what Crafty Crawford can do. Well, he gets between the two players. His shell is a little bit too short. It's been picked up. It doesn't go out of bounds. Nicely done. Back out to Endor. And wait there a second. Let's see if there was a call, if he was over the line, or if there's an off-the-ball incident. I think it's an off-the-ball incident.
So what they're contesting is that didn't draw any eye, and so it's going to be shot clock violation.
Yes, okay.
They reset the shot clock before. So it will be turnover basketball and Ali to control.
So the fact that the ball didn't even make contact with the net or anything basically meant that the ball was still in play in that phase of 24 seconds. Omar picks it up down in the corner, a little bit of a drive, tries to find his man, Amin. Oh, it's a good little snake hand that gets rid of the ball from Amin, but it's picked up by Juice Thompson. Juice Thompson, the shot clock down to 5 seconds, under a little bit of pressure here, got to go for the shot back. Wade! Unable to find it, it doesn't go in, but it comes back out, 14 seconds, is safe. The battle to try and get hold of the ball, does well, good strength, use of the hands. Thompson goes up, and it's a beautiful score!
You see how tenacious the defense is on the interior. The pass comes out, Thompson's wide open, it was contested, but a very big shot make. Diakite.
And Thompson goes down, and it looks like Thompson was moving, so he will pick up the foul. Thompson on 3 fouls. Again, we're seeing all of those fouls just accumulating. We're going to go over to Usher because, you know, I mean, if you've done your mathematics, there's so many. The foul count is just rising. I need an abacus.
Yes, of course. We talked about defense right before this game with Coach Jube and also Papi Gaye. But really, these are two evenly matched teams. You can see how great their defense is, but also they know that they have a bench that is deep enough for them to have a couple of options. They're not panicking, even though Michael Thompson has 3 fouls. Ehab Amin can run the play as he is right now on this possession.
Here he is, Amin, back out to Thompson. Thompson drops it into the path. It goes up. Oh, my word, Malouash. Bring it on. 16 years of age.
Big time block. Malouash trailing the defense. Wow.
Endor goes up, tries to get the pass. It comes off the feet of Thompson, and it will be AS Douane who pick up possession.
Trying to make the extra pass, find the open man. You look at this great sharing of the basketball, but the turnaround, and that's what a 7-footer does. Clears out the paint.
You know what that's all about, Q. that's your kind of game, isn't it?
Well, one block I love when I see a physically skilled big doing his work inside the painted area.
You know, it's all about timing, isn't it? It's timing and physicality and precision. Got to mix all of those things up. Pat Gay watches on. He's got the rhythm. He's got the rhyme. They're all back behind him. You know, just behind the bench, supporting AS Douane, this team that we love so much. They played in 2021. It's their 2nd time in the BAL, of course. 10 national titles. They get possession here. 13 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock. Crawford. Manning's come on. There it is, Diakite trying to get around safe. That's the hook shot that we're talking about. That is delightful. You know, it's a brilliant score, and it'll take him to the free throw line.
He is definitely feeling and loving his matchups, and he is bossing the paint at this moment. Nothing anybody can do once Adama Diakite catches it close range.
Saif Samir is the player who picks up his first foul. The point goes in, and it's a 4-point lead.
14 points for Adama Diakite.
Low-scoring game here, just to understand the defensive battle that's taking place here. Amin around the outside, and beautifully done. That is so good. The acceleration of that man is exceptional.
It's the way he changes speed and allows him to blow by, and that was a wide-open layup.
And the question that I have, and we'll find out in a moment. The ball comes out. Diop goes up for 3. Oh, it's gone really high off the glass. Back out, made safe by Amin. How is Jean-Jacques Boissy? Maybe we can catch up. Let's go over to Asha. Have you got any news on him?
Yes, just spoke to Makodu, the physiotherapist of AS Douane. They've given him treatment on that ankle, and he's feeling much better. It looks like he's ready to come on 2 back the court.
so much for that news. Just look at that. That was a wasted scoring opportunity there for AS Douane. Two players against one, but they still weren't able to smash it in. Defensive game coming to the fore. Made safe by Amaning at the other end.
Still struggles for Omar out from the field as he continues to try and find his range.
Beautifully done by Crawford to get the ball out. That's a little bit too short. And the attempt to try and get that back up and in, it doesn't happen there. Working really hard, Mamadou Diop, but he doesn't manage to get... There's two scoring opportunities that have just been... haven't found their way in.
It hasn't worked from a three-point line at all. They are now 1 of 12 from outside our AS Douane. They really are. They can't find their range.
Looks like Diakite's just fouled Thompson and he'll pick up his third. Well, there we can see it. That was Amin. The acceleration. He just presses the buttons and then he's off around the outside. Gets rid of Crawford, leaves him in the dust, and a beautiful layup. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a few moments after this timeout. 48-42. Al-Ali lead AS Douane. The BK Arena here in Kigali, Rwanda, land of 1,000 hills, an undulating journey that's taken place to get us where we are today. Al-Ali lead by 6. They now lead. Well, you can see that they lead by 7 there. Michael Thompson finally getting that point. Another chance to make it an 8-point lead with 3:54 left in the third. There's a battle taking place. It's a very feisty defensive battle at the other end. We can see that things are happening. Thompson with a chance to hit double figures. He does 3 assists and 2 from 3 free throw shots. Asha Kuridisha, what did you pick up from that timeout?
Coach Jube just insisting to the Al-Ahli players to penetrate that defense. They realize that AS Douane are very heavy on the fouls, very early in a quarter. They want to exploit that, and perhaps it could have a role to play later in the game if they have to go to the line.
Ball taken over the line there, and it will be AS Douane who pick up possession. Good defensive play there from Chris Crawford. He saw that Amin was struggling, managed to just perturb him.
But he's going to have to try and pick his moments defensively, Chris Crawford. They're going to continue to try and isolate him on the defensive end. Their defense on AS Douane going to continually have to switch and look to see if they can hide him a little bit as they rotate.
But Orabi's on 3 and also Michael Thompson's on 3. These are the kind of battles you've got to keep your eyes on because they're game changers, and we've still got a lot of basketball to be played. Oh, floated over the top, Jean-Jacques Boissy.
Ankle showing no signs of injury. Nice finish there, and 11 points now for Boissy.
5% to 29 field goals, long-range shot. Oh, that was not the ideal scenario there for the captain of this Al-Ali team, Saif Samia.
Trying to lob it up over so Boissy on the ground, and probably look working on picking up that BAL 2023 Coach of the Year award. He's going to try and go deeper and deeper into his tactics chest in this one.
But he's a mastermind. He's got a great basketball brain. Blassie sees it all open up. He's going to go up high. Oh, he just couldn't get around. That man's safe, and it's been picked up. There you go, safe as houses, I think they call him. Here we go.
Super safe.
Long-range shot, surely not. Well, that was a Webster attempt, and another chance to go up, and another foul committed.
Fakwade. Again, just aggressive. And what we are seeing inside, I mean, nobody on him is all alone. And he missed it close range, but frustration there on the face of Coach Julbe.
And Manning picks up his second. Got to be smart about this. All players have to be intelligent in the way that they actually work every phase of play. That's why it's a cagey affair.
Certainly almost a game of chess that we're watching unfold live.
51-44, goes up, it doesn't go in. It's trying to be made safe, and Fakwade doing really well, putting a little bit of pressure, and you can see that Diakite unable to get his hands on that, so it will be Al-Ali, the Red Devils, who have got a little smirk on their face from getting the possession back.
He missed the free throw, which was supposed to be the part of his job, but the contest comes off the arm of Diakite as he goes down, trying to keep that one alive.
Amen. Back out to Omot. Omot waits. Shot clock down to 10. Comes back out into the hands of that man, Webster, Omot. Shot clock down to 3, safe. He needs to go for the shot. Webster. Oh, my word. Magic. And they get the ball back. Amen. Oh! It is fire time for the Red Devils. 57-44.
Big, quick 5-point turnaround. It's defense to offense, and that is an important score from Amin.
That is a fantastic. Oh, it's just not got in from Boissy, but the acceleration and the gut feeling to attack that paint. Brilliant stuff.
It's danger time for AS1. Boissy would have willed that score. Another look at the drop-off. And Webster, clinical long-range assassin. And then it's the defensive follow-up on the other side. And we have a look at the ball just splitting out. Boissy would have willed it in.
Through the foul, unable to hit the shot, so he'll go back. Another chance to try and redeem himself and get to 45. It's a lead that's just grown in size over the last couple of minutes, not even a minute.
Grinding it out and trying to create separation from this very, very steely defense, this sturdy defense. Boissy makes the second.
And the Catalan coach of Coach Augusti Julbe knows a lot about African basketball. There's Crawford now. That is not a good scenario for Crawford because he has just committed his 4th foul, and that puts him in a lot of trouble. And he's very frustrated here. There you go, Amin. He'll milk it, he'll move his body, but there was contact. He hasn't got a leg to stand on.
No, he doesn't. With 2:09 left in this third quarter, it is decision time. And Coach Pabigay, I think, going to make the change. Got to take Crawford off the floor. They're going to go to that matchup every single time down.
And this man here, exceptional from the free throw line, up to 58-45. Coach Gay has to make the right decisions, has to tactically try and maneuver himself into this. Malawash on 4, Chris Crawford, he's on 4, Diakite on 3, and Foul on 3 as well. All of these key players does have a bench, and those players can play as well. But now you've got to be tactically astute.
Got to get some scores on the offensive end. Simple as that for AS1.
Diop, Boissy, Manning. Teasing the defense, foot out on the wrong side. Madiara Diang gives the ball back to Al-Ali.
He's got to go deeper into his rotation because of the foul trouble on Chris Crawford. Diang turns over, coming into a very difficult situation.
We've had Egyptian winners in the past. In the first season, Coach Julbe was the man in charge. Oh, that's lovely play, isn't it? Well, take it away, don't let it drop. Good defensive play to make it Tuan in possession, and Omot's just getting in the way. And he'll pick up a foul, and that is going to be his second.
Just so lightning quick, that man Boissy. You can't blink for half a second. Turns Omot, gets into his back, and right there creates the contact. And fantastic, skillful offense going downhill.
He was hunted down, wasn't he, in a big way? And, as soon as he gets in the way, you just got to move. But with his back to Boissy, I mean, I'm sorry, but the transition play, you've got to be aware, you've got to be turning around, you've got to be watching every single second of the game.
Substitution as Mandiakite will hit off. Charobia coming in for the final 134 of this third quarter.
Charobia I'm talking about fouls every time. He's only got one foul, of course, 134. They're up to, well, it's like 19 to 73%, 65 free throws, 59-46. And LLE in possession. Webster drops it into the path of Fakwadi out to Amin for three. Amin doesn't find his range and it's been picked up. Good charging by Diop out wide. Oh, the butterfingers. And Boissy doesn't manage to get that pass in his hands. They give it back to Omot.
Talking about the importance of hands and the ability to catch, that's the second time I just let AS Duan offense down, and it's an unforced error as far as that column is concerned, turnover column is concerned.
Omot. It's a great pass. Fakwadi does the business. Look at that for a pass from Omot. Outrageous.
That is great finding, great playmaking from Nuni Omot.
16 points in the paint for LLE, 24 for AS Duan, and Boissy going for a long-range shot from the suburbs, doesn't fall. In the last 34 seconds of this third quarter, Webster slowing it down. Couple of plays remaining. Omot, look at that, full back, an attempt for two. That is just a delight to the eye. He moves up to 19 points.
A little bit of gamesmanship back and forth, and that isolation suits the play of Nuni Omot as he knocks down fadeaway jump shot.
17 points, 17. Boissy for three. Picked up by Ocharobia. Manning just gets a touch, and the shot clock's down to 0, so that's, sorry, it's the end of the quarter, and it's all done and dusted. 63-46, and they will have to take a break. And they're going to have to think again and find some kind of tactics going into the fourth.
Well, they really have to adjust and adapt now because they are being literally possession by possession broken down by this really veteran and sharp-looking Al Ahly team.
Nuni Omot on fire. 63-46. Al Ahly lead by 17. We'll take a break.
First one to make it to the corner. Let's meet our contestants with our host, MC Brian.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I have Hussein on my left, and I have Masamba on my right. They already know the rules. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go! Let's go! Masamba makes the first one. Let's go, Masamba, let's go! Let's go, Hussein, let's go! Yes! He's the last one! Let's go! Wow! Congratulations to Masamba. You win. You win 3. Congratulations to you, Masamba. You are the winner of Mad Dash and Ringo. And thank you so much for participating in the Mad Dash and Ringo. Thank you.
Basketball African League fans, please welcome His Excellency President Paul Kagame and First Lady Madam Jordan.
Welcome back to the BK Arena. Now they've got to get together. This is all about AS Douanes, the fight back. What can they do to try and stop Al Ahly? Al Ahly with a 17-point lead here in the final of the Basketball Africa League Season 3. Game summary here. You can see the scorelines and just look at some of those numbers there. The rebounds very high, aren't they?
They certainly are. That's because of the low field goal percentage by both these teams. The importance of controlling the defensive glass definitely prominent. 38% against 26 of AS Douanes. The steely defense of Al Ahly actually coming to the fore as they limit the assist numbers down to 9 as well.
6 3-pointers there for Al Ahly, only 1 for AS Douanes. Got to try and find their range. Got to fight for the ball. They've got to get possession. They've got to score. Asha Kumigisha, what is happening over on the side of the court in the east?
Well, just looking at AS Douanes and how they were desperate to make shots on the three-point side. They have another option. They can continue to drive into that paint, just continue to try and reduce that deficit, but they have to be patient, one possession at a time.
24 points in the paint for AS Douanes, and that shot will not count from Webster. They'll get possession back. AS Douanes. It's a chance for them to just try and find something positive. I think someone needs to produce one of those grand slam, big, wham, alley-oop, 2-point, beautiful scores to trigger something.
Maybe that can spark their shooting from the outside as well. But right now we're seeing Al Ahly do what they've done all season, spread the scoring amongst their stars, and they're proving difficult to stop at any point on the offensive end.
Lost by 1 point to Petro Luanda in the Nile Conference, the only one. That's a big bucket, beautiful, big score there coming. Mariera Dieng doing the business. That's how the way to do it.
That might be the spark.
Sparks create fires. Let's see if the Red Devils can deal with this fire that AS Douanes are trying to create. Here he is, Amen, just up against Jean-Jacques Boissy. Boissy into the hands of Webster. Webster, Fakwade, an out wide, long-range shot. Oh, that is just sublime. You know, Zoran, when he gets going, he's got a smile on his face. It means the world to him and the fans.
Started off the game on the being aggressive on the offensive end, and here he is knocking down another long-range shot.
Mamadou Dieng, but back on the court. Boissy picks it up, goes outside. Another long-range shot. This time the boards aren't used, and it's been tipped back into the hands of Dieng. Well, they've lost possession, and big frustration there. Contact made, and well, it's Al Ahly who have possession. Nothing's working very well for them. Ocharobia picking up the foul.
When you don't see free-flowing offense, you've got to look at what the defensive side is doing, and Al Ahly are making it very tough for this AS Douanes offense.
Down to Webster. Thompson's off the court, of course, so it gives the chance. Look at that. That is nicely done. Fakwade's coming to the fore. We're seeing a lot more positioning for him. He's up to 7 points. And Thompson just applauding and getting behind his teammates.
AS Douanes guilty of ball watching, and they very rarely do that, and Fakwade taking full advantage.
Look at that going right through. Oh, wow. There's definitely contact there, and I think that is coming from that man, Said. It'll be his 3rd foul.
Turned his back just a little bit. Man, Said, and there's the captain. Stay straight up, taking the contact with the call might have been a little bit different.
Straight to the free throw line. Jan falling hard earlier on in the game, but back up on his feet and looking as fit as a fiddle. Saw that there was a good opportunity to really go aggressively into the paint. And you know, you've got to do that. And you've also got to follow up with points from the free throw line.
It's got to come down to some shot making now. They've got to find ways to try and make inroads. The lead is starting to balloon, and it's going to be a real concern for Coach Papi Gay.
They get to 50, 18 points ahead, 8 minutes remaining. Thompson back on court, Zoran. Here he is, Thompson. Gets the ball out to Webster. Webster drops it into the paint. Nicely done. Fakwade's thrown back out. Shot clock down to 3. And this time we're unable to sink that shot. Another chance. Webster this time comes back off the metal. Fakwade loses possession there. Ocharobia makes it safe. Dieng takes it forward.
Dry possession. A chance for AS Douanes to try and find a score.
And they know that they're going for the big long-range shots. His Val, he's a great long-range shooter, but he doesn't pick it up on Charobia. Another opportunity. Back to 14. Bides their time. Boissy. He tries to hook it over the top, but it doesn't happen. Foul. Another chance. Dieng.
The radar's completely of 4 opportunities in consecutive positions, and they still can't find. It's as if there's a lid on the rim.
Crawford about to come back on, of course. He's got 4 fouls. They're going to go to the free throw line, I think, because of the there was a foul on that last shot. But so frustrating. You get 4 offensive opportunities and you can't get one of them.
Sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you just can't find the range, and there's the contact inside. So we'll have to head to the bench with those 4 fouls.
Foul. Yeah, gets the ball into Boissy. Boissy up against Thompson. Gets rid of it. There's a long-range shot for Boissy. Boissy doesn't get his range. Foul, gets it back out. Here's Dieng this time. Dieng, another long-range shot. Percentages are coming down. The shooting's not hitting the right spot, and it's making it very complicated for AS Douanes.
80% from the three-point line. They've gone 24 times from the perimeter.
Well, the stats don't lie sometimes. On this occasion, definitely not. This man here, Zoran. Well, it was a little bit unlucky, but it's been picked up. Look at that, Zoran. Oh, again, under the basket attempt to flick it back up. Great work from Foul. That's nicely done. The way that he just hesitated at the end, sumptuous cue.
Great ability to just hang and waits for the defender to make an attempt, but really skillful work there by Foul.
There's Thompson getting the ball out. Webster with a boulevard that's opened up. It goes to that man, safe, and he does a beautiful job. Great score there from Ismail, sorry.
There's too many holes now on the defensive end. Al-Ali exploiting every single gap that they find. Webster, patience, drops off after he draws the defender, and finishing at close range, that man Ismail.
Crawford, picked up by Boissy. Yeah, back out to Boissy. Zoran unable to pinch the ball. There's Boissy for a mid-range 2, off the glass and in. Sumptuous scoring from Boissy.
15 points. Boissy, can he spark this offense late?
Just moves ahead of Diakite. They've got to show something. And 5 minutes left to play. Here's Nuni Amot loses possession. Boissy picks it up. Crawford out wide. Where's he going to go? Cuts inside, puts it up, floats one over the top. Doesn't get it back. Oh, wild pass, and he knows that that wasn't going to anybody. I think Coach Julbe nearly picked that one up.
That pass so errant, it went right out of bounds. They did a great job again of picking up the offensive rebound, but they've got to reward themselves by making sure they convert the extra possessions.
It's the steals that have, told a bit at the tail. 11 to 5 there for AS Douanes, and another change as Alkali Ndor comes back on. Asha, I want to come across to you because I think there's so much going on. It's so tight and tense, isn't it? There's a beautiful mid-range 2 there from Webster, and they again push themselves ahead. Asha, crikey, this is just going to it's a really tight affair. Crawford needs to stand up, but everybody's got to stay disciplined. But Al-Ali, they're just showing us what they're capable of doing.
Yes, absolutely. For AS Douanes, they'll have to up their tempo if they want to still have a chance of winning this game. And obviously, the time is against them. 4 minutes to play, and they're literally 16 points down.
4:36. Thank you, Asha. 72-56. The tight tussle continues. There's Webster, cuts inside. He just gets rid of his man. Little step back, and there it is. Beautiful dagger shooting from the New Zealander. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. Can AS Douanes come back? Or will it be Al-Ali? Well, the Kings of Africa. We'll have to wait and see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last day of the BAL 2023. Joined by Kigali Hot Beats. It's time for T-shirts. Make some noise if you want a T-shirt. Who wants a T-shirt? wants a t-shirt? You want a t-shirt? Make some noise!
Welcome back to the BK Arena here in Kigali. It is the final of the Basketball Africa League Season 3, and we're 4:36 away from potentially a winner, the Kings of Africa. Al-Ahly lead by an incredible 16 points. It's up to AS Douanes to try and chomp on that lead in the next couple of minutes. It's going to be pivotal.
With Chris Crawford back on the floor, and you saw what happens to the scoring of AS Douanes when he's off. 4 fouls plaguing his play, and now that he's back on, he's got to try and help the production on the offensive end for AS Douanes, especially here in the closing stretch. Don't know that it's going to have enough left in the tank. I'm not sure that he can unlock this Al-Ahly defense, but they certainly will try.
Yes, and as you can see, there's 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and the shot goes in there, and it's been picked up. Now, this is going to be an easy score. Boissy for 2. Is this the start of the comeback? The remontada, whatever it is, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Webster around the outside, tries to get his pass out into the hands of Thompson.
Take their time on each possession, will this Al-Ahly team.
Shot clock down to 7. Traveling call, another positive element that's going into the hands of AS Douanes. Will they rattle them? I don't know. Asha, what are your thoughts? What happened in that timeout?
Well, Coach Jube just emphasizing to them that they need to run the clock. They have 24 seconds for every possession, and they have a 14-point lead, and that could play in their advantage. AS Douanes, of course, want to rush things. They want to force them to make mistakes, but Al-Ahly have the experience to deliver this one.
Got to get conversions every time there's a turnover. That shot not going to work to try and make inroads into the lead.
Yeah, we haven't seen a player with hot hands at the moment. Nuno Martins, it's an easy one. There's 2 against 1, and of course he's going to go up and deliver. Safe is the... Sorry, it's a good score there from Ismail.
Got to respect his ability to score. He drops off the pass. Now playing provider was that man, Nuno Martins.
Crawford goes up for a big long-range 3. It comes back off the metal, made safe by Webster. Just calming things down at the back. 3:30 left to play. Thompson came in down into the corner. Webster, Thompson, swing ball at Omot. Rolls off and out. Shot clock back to 14. Thompson swings it out wide, down into the corner. An opportunity here. Webster!
Sublime shooting from that man, Corey Webster. Ball fake, bounces it, makes a big-time pressure shot.
The battle and the scramble for possession. Crawford is going wild down there on the ground as he fights valiantly to regain possession. You can see that he's like fired up in a big way, but it's difficult to be fired up when you're on 4 fouls because you can't release all of that anger.
You got to be very careful with how you release that emotion. 13 points for Corey Webster. Wow, really has been sublime on the floor. I mean, 4th personal foul.
Got to get points from every phase of play. That's what we talked about. It goes out, but it doesn't go in, though. And it was the attempt there by Mamadou Diagne. Another foul. And it looks like Webster picks one up. No, sorry, it's... I think it might be Boissy who picks up that foul. Not too, I'm just checking. Asha, did you see something happening there?
No. Nothing to be scared about, gentlemen.
They just get possession back. Here he is. Thompson. Down into the corner. Webster outside to Amen. Here he is, Thompson again. Webster, shot clock down to 10. Omot for 3. Omot! Amazing Omot!
22 big points for Nuni Omot. And that, I think, will be the dagger as far as Al Ahly are concerned. Oh!
Big score from Foul. The foul man is in town.
Maybe not.
Well, there's contacts there, and I think that's the end. Crawford picks up his 5th foul, and on Amin, I think, and he will be, or let's have a look. I think it is his 5th foul, isn't it? Yes, it is.
That's the end of a frustrating evening for Chris Crawford. Just couldn't get going on the offensive end, and he's now no longer going to play a part in this one.
For a player who's been Mr. Consistent throughout, 2 early fouls in this final has made it extremely complicated for him. Played such an important role in the ascendancy of this wonderful AS Douane team from Senegal. Ismail, well, it's Pim, travel call going against Ismail. No basket.
Rushed just a little bit, that man, Ismail. However, there's a timeout called with a 20-point gap. They may try and just pressure and see if they can't speed up the possessions from Al Ahly, but now in the ascendancy, they really are.
Yes, it's Coach Paquet who's called the timeout. Let's have a look, see what he's got in the tank for the last couple of minutes. As we see the stats, Omot outstanding, right? 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Corey Webster has also come and chipped in 13, 4, and 2. Michael Thompson, 3rd player in double digits. Wasic's tried hard all afternoon, 17 points to lead the way for this wonderful AS Douane team. 26% of the field highlights his struggles. He went 0 of 8 from the 3-point line. We saw that in the game against where AS Douane picked up a win against Petro de Luanda. Hit 3 big shots down the stretch. Not sure he's going to be able to do the same thing here.
Yeah, complicated scenario, very complicated scenario, and we just expected a little bit more from Jean-Jacques Boissy. And you know, when you don't have the hot hands, you don't have the hot hands. It's been complicated for him. A little bit frustrating having come into this final playing some electrifyingly hot basketball. Here he is.
It took 20-plus points from Crawford and Boissy to overcome the Petro team, and they've been well guarded and well scouted by Al Ahly.
And it's 2 minutes remaining for the game. 2 minutes.
Boissy in possession. Boissy trying to find his way through. Gets it out. And foul goes up. Unable to use the glass. Eamon picks it up at the back. And, you know, it's just about clock running now, isn't it? They know how to use this time intelligently. And it's Foul who picks up the foul on Thompson. They get possession back. And that will be his 4th foul.
96 seconds will not be enough time to overcome a 20-point lead.
Yeah, it's just too complicated, isn't it? It's been one almighty tussle, and there we have the youngster coming on, of course, Dramane Camara of Mali, BAL Elevate player, wonderful youngster, getting his first outing in this final. What an experience for him. Webster tries to get it out, and that's good work there by Boissy, because Diani will get hold of the ball, throws it off Fakwade's hands. Look at that, Nuni Omot, they kind of know it's all in the bag, isn't it? And they're on the cusp of following in the footsteps of another Egyptian team who won it 2 years ago, Zamalek, the really arch rivals of Al Ahly back in 2021 under Coach Julbi. You know, he's going to do it again.
2 members of their team know what success in the Basketball Africa League feel like. So Fakwade pick up a 2nd championship alongside Coach Julbi, and there'll be joyous scenes all over Cairo, and certain joyous scenes all over here in the city of Kigali.
Here he is, that man, Camara, the Malian, gets rid of his man, goes for a long-range shot, and why not? You probably get the chance to just go out and do what he wants. goal just in the paint there, and you can see that it's Ismail scrambling for possession with less than a minute to go here. 20-point lead. We looked at Al-Ahly as a team who could potentially go all the way. We looked at Petro Luanda and the matchup between those two giants of African basketball at the Nile Conference in Cairo. We saw Petro Luanda beat Al-Ahly by a point in the last seconds of that encounter, that titanic tussle. But when we look at them now, Kieran, we can understand that, well, Egyptian basketball is doing well.
That man, Juice Thompson, coming out of retirement to play for this Al-Ahly team. Another wonderful moment for him, picking up an all-important championship. I guess the decision is justified.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, you know, you look right across the board with this team, and they're a well-oiled machine. Players who come in, you talk about Fakhwade. Well, he's a player who worked under Julbe in 2021. He's going to go back and celebrate and become only the second player in the history of the Basketball Africa League to win 2 titles, alongside Solo Diabate, of course, who played for Petro Luanda in the third-place playoff. We've got a big crowd here tonight, Q.
Yeah, we certainly do. 7,500 people in attendance. It's a capacity crowd taking in this wonderful Basketball Africa League action.
Just a big statement for where basketball is in Africa. We're loving it. We're proud to be here. And this is what it's all about. Last 40 seconds, 17-point lead. Webster trying to find a little way around, swings it out. Camaraj, can he get his first points? It just goes over the top. That would have been a nice little scenario. Picked up by Foul. Foul with a dunk. Little put in. Didn't really make it a poster dunk, but it doesn't matter. Points are always appreciated. Well, they just pinched the ball, and Dor gets it out wide. Another chance for that man. Foul, picks it up again. The battle and the tussle on court continues.
Final moments as the game winds down. They fought back at least 5 points in this last little bit. They will know that the result is now set. There won't be enough time. Joy everywhere. Chance to empty the bench for Coach Julbe, get everybody a chance on the floor.
Shag, we're going to come over to you, probably the last time before the final buzzer. Just a quick interlude, just to your thoughts on this battle quickly.
Well, there's just already celebrations from the Al-Ahly contingent here in the fan stand, but also the players. They can't sit anymore. They can't just wait for the game to finish and celebrate.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you for that. Thank you for everything. You've been fantastic. The whole team here has been marvellous. Last few seconds, they're in possession. This is a done deal. No one's really challenging. It's gone out. And, well, I think that we know that it is all over here at the BK Arena here in Kigali. The celebrations have begun, and the winners of the 2023